What's up, friends? This is No Creamer. I'm Nick.
I'm Cowboy.
I'm J-Hugs.
And if you saw the title of the episode before you clicked listen, it's true. This is the final episode of No Creamer.
This is the end.
This is the end.
This is the end. That's yeah.
Of the world.
But there's hope on the horizon. There's something new coming that still involves the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
If you
and
look
your
at the
ears.
2 moons
Yeah.
out yonder, you'll see 3 fine white boys coming in
Fine. White boy.
to focus.
Yes, yes.
It's us.
Well, for the episode, we are drinking a Costa Rica from Edison.
Mm-hmm.
Big fans of Edison over here.
Big fans.
I'm going to try and pronounce it the Aquieres.
Sure.
You probably said it wrong,
You
but
did.
Probably, but that's
Yeah.
as close as...
that's what comments are for.
How would you say it?
Oh, no, it'd be the same.
Oh, okay,
I'm
got
not
it.
even going to try right now.
I thought it was like you said
No,
it
no, no.
wrong, and
It
this
is.
is how you say it.
No. I won't even try.
There you go.
It
It's in the fun category.
is.
Let me see how fun this is.
It's pretty fun.
Taking a sip.
Sippity sip sip.
Ooh,
What do you taste?
white grape.
You looked.
I'm dead. No, I did not look. Dead serious. Is it white?
Yeah, it's white grape.
White grape, jasmine, and peach jam.
How
Yeah.
do you know what white grape tastes like?
I've had a white grape.
You ever freeze your grapes?
No, that's weird. I don't
have.
like that.
I don't like it.
Really?
I actually
It's
don't
too-
like
I
grapes.
do. It's like mushy.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's-
I have to be in the mood for them. But if you freeze them, it's like the best popsicle.
There is some people that are doing weird things with grapes.
Oh, yeah?
And
What are they doing?
here's my stance. It's like, why do we need to put all this science into making
Are they milking
God's
grapes?
fruit, which is already great, and trying to make it like cotton candy grapes?
Oh, I have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot
Get
about
out of
that.
here
no.
with that crap.
Well, okay, but
What?
Okay, have you ever put salt on your watermelon?
Yes.
It is amazing.
Okay, well that's
You
pretty
know what's
good.
also really good? Is, shoot.
Sea salt on oranges.
Okay, I've heard that.
It's real.
There's like a Cajun spice that you can put on watermelon as well.
Yes. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I've
what I was
heard
trying to
that.
think. I forgot the
Okay,
name
see,
of
this
that.
is
Same.
fine. Adding like a spice
Yes.
or a salt.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But genetically modifying a grape to taste like cotton candy?
that is wrong. That's demonic.
I mean,
Not really, but
GMO foods are
Yeah.
quite odd to me.
Very
As a-
odd.
Just to get it out there.
I like how we're going into like how wrong it is to genetically modify food whilst drinking coffee that has notes of.
That's because of the soil in the region. They aren't adding peach jam to their roasting
But
process.
well, wait, how do they do the cotton candy thing? Are they literally infusing each grape? What do
don't
they
know.
do?
I don't know.
See, that's.
Let's
Is there
look it
some
up.
mad scientist in a lab with a syringe that has cotton candy written
Clip.
on?
Maybe.
Clip.
Yep.
Right there.
Oh, these grapes will be cotton candy flavor.
That's exactly how it's happening.
Wow.
Yep. And then I'll rule the world with my cotton candy grapes.
So let's give the people what they want. The new show. Let's talk about how we arrived at this point.
How did we get
How
here?
did we get
so,
here?
I think if we're going to talk about how we got to this point of the end of the show, I think honestly we should pay respects and go back to how the show started in the beginning with young whippersnapper Nick.
I was a young boy.
You were a young lad.
I was a young
Only
lad.
one kid at the time.
Only one kid. Second one's here in a month and a half.
Yep.
Easy.
Wow.
The show started. I really wanted to dip my toes back into the coffee world after being out for a couple of years.
I can see your toes.
You can't see my toes if you're watching the podcast because I'm wearing sandals because it's summer.
I'm wearing shorts.
So the way to get back into the coffee industry and the whole community for me was to start doing the podcast and chatting with all the baristas and shop owners and just people that I knew from going to shops over the course of the last
just people in the
decade and a half.
community.
People in the community. Then took a break last summer to kind of refocus the show a little bit because I realized that in adding value as the goal of the show, I wanted to pull in a consistent expectation for the show, and that meant fewer guests but 2 regular co-hosts to join me. These fine gentlemen right here. However, as much as we have enjoyed continuing the show as the 3 of us, realize that there are people that are far more in coffee and passionate about coffee on like a level that I'm not at anymore.
We had that conversation about like, it was in one of our meetings that Josh, you weren't there for, but we had a conversation about like the whole dynamic of us doing a show based around this whole community and a culture that we love and we love to be a part of, but we're not really that involved outside of the show.
Yeah.
You know, like you
Josh
manage
is.
shops,
Yeah.
right? But me and Nick,
You can
like,
call it that.
right? You're in between the whatever. Anyways,
The assistant.
you got
to
your
regional.
own.
Assistant
I work in
regional
coffee.
manager.
You work in coffee.
You work in coffee.
I work in coffee.
And we don't.
Yeah.
And it really hit me when I was at a shop one day and I was chatting with friends and they were telling me about like, oh, we're trying this new recipe out and blah, 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 blah. And I remember just like standing there and like thinking to myself, like, he's trying to have a genuine conversation with me about all the science of it and everything. And I've realized in this moment that I've forgotten things about like the science and like the process of like, you know, different recipes and the experimental state, right? My brain is just like, all right, I'm not keeping up with him anymore. And it was in that moment that I was like, well, how much about coffee do I really know? And this wasn't to evaluate myself of like being a host on a show. It was just evaluating myself like, how much about coffee do I know just general in my own life? And like you said, like there are far more out there that have more experience, more knowledge, more understanding of coffee than I do. And there's a part of me that like fought against it because it was like, well, no, I have a hand in this show, and like I you know, this show is it's mine, right? Like it's all of ours. It's mainly Nick's because this is your baby from the get go. But like, you know, it's like, well, this is my show. You know, it's like this is something I do. This is like in my own life. It's like a passion project. But then on the other side, it's like kind of seems unfair of me to host a show about something others know more about.
Well, and even for me who works in it,
Right.
I was kind of like, I get it. I'm in it. But my love for it was
That's where
my passion for it was waning. Not my love.
Right.
My passion for it was waning because it was like I'm talking about it at work, training people, trying different things. I mean, I'm at a new shop. Woot woot.
Woot woot.
Woot woot.
Woot. That's not the name of the new show.
No, it's not. But it we did siphon coffee, and I've never done that, and that was really cool. Yeah, it was very interesting to me.
Yeah,
and so all right, we're gonna go talk about. And granted, we talk about many things, but like the toll it was taking on me too. I was like, oh, I didn't realize it until our conversations. So
I think it was the passion for me. It's like I think I know I am passionate about the community that coffee creates and offers, but I am not really that passionate about the product itself and how to get different results from it.
Right.
Like I like a good coffee.
Which, by the way, if you do it wrong, it can kill you.
Yeah.
oh god,
And no matter what, it
Josh.
makes you poop.
Right.
So that's good.
dude.
Yeah.
But
We figured that out together. I'm glad we
did.
all.
the community is always worth it for me to find value in. But I just genuinely think that I've seen myself wane in interest in the nitty gritty of coffee. And there are people that are far more passionate about that I think provide a value to the coffee community that I know I can't provide. And so in our conversations, it's like, well, we really love doing the show together.
Yeah, like it's not just what it's about. It's the act of doing this.
Yeah.
Because we all have a passion. I think that's where the passion really lies. Is like we could
Doing the thing.
this coffee could be freaking a granola bar, and we would still love. It could be grapes, and we would still love sitting here talking about grapes and disclaiming cotton candy grapes.
Yeah.
No cotton candy instead of no right. It's just the act of like
No candy.
doing the show.
Candy.
Yeah, which I live by that also. No candy. So that's kind of a
I have moments.
there's times of weakness.
Yes.
Snickers is what gets
And there's
me.
times of temptation.
Dude, Reese's.
Yeah.
Apparently peanut butter helps with depression.
Oh yeah.
Combine that with chocolate.
Is it depression? Is there ions in it? Just like a bunch of negative ions that just
They just pew all the depression.
really
There's aspartame. What was the
Aspartame?
aspartame?
What was the?
That's the sugar substitute. What are you talking about?
No, it was a joke early on.
Oh.
I was trying to do a callback and failed
Oh.
miserably.
My bad.
Dang it.
Marzipan.
Marzipan. Aspartame and marzipan?
Actually, aspartame I was reading about yesterday.
Oh, gotcha.
It was in my drink.
Well, I was studying ions yesterday, so get outside more.
Marzipan.
Yeah. So we've got two things in front of us, though. We've got the future of No Creamer and the future of the three of us making a podcast together. So let's talk about
the future No Creamer.
future of No Creamer first. So I still think that it's. Are you hot?
No,
or are you
toasty.
signifying?
No,
Okay.
no.
I was like, that
Listen,
is
it's
what it
hot
is.
in
We're
here.
friends.
It is hot in here.
We got to
is
turn off the
toasty.
AC to do these recordings.
It does make it somewhat miserable
Yeah.
in the temperature. I still, like I said, have an extreme passion for the coffee community. And I think that No Creamer as a brand and as a news source could be a fun future for it. So I'm going to take that back underneath just my umbrella and do it as kind of a passion side project. And nocreamer.com will become a place for all coffee lovers to have community. The Discord will still exist for a coffee community. And I think that's really, because that's what I'm passionate about it for, is the community. And I think reshaping it in that nature is what I can actually see a good value in for myself.
And this makes it more inclusive.
It does.
Yeah.
Because it's not just three dudes chatting about preferences and whatnot.
Exactly.
It's just about...
And most of the group in the Discord are working in coffee.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of
so it's
smart
roasters.
people in
Oh
there.
my gosh.
Great.
Noah
Yeah, dude. No nice
also
longer.
has the cutest kid. No offense.
Oh, that's fine. None taken.
Your kid
Hey.
calls me Mr. Josh.
She
and
does.
I love it.
Yeah.
She's like,
Your
"Mr.
kid calls me
Josh."
dad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it the mustache?
Hey, can I segue for like a second?
Segway.
Okay.
Seg me
I'll hurry up.
away.
My nephew, we've been trying to get him to call me Bubba because that's what my sisters call me.
Okay.
He calls me Papa. And
Papa Josh.
it's so sweet. I called my grandpa Papa, and then I was like, I thought maybe he was confusing me with his dad. And I said, well, who's that? He goes, Dad. Or Dad, either or.
Yeah.
And I said, well, who am I? He goes, Papa. And he knows how to say Bubba. He said it. And he goes, no, Papa. And just was sweet. So
Warm your-
I'm Papa.
Grandpa Josh.
Warm your
Yeah.
Papa Josh.
I think it'll change.
Peanut butter
but
fighting
I'm just happy
depression
I finally
heart.
got one.
That's so weird because the other day I was saying like, oh, you know how like some people are like, oh, that's Papa Josh or that's Papa so and so. Just it's like, one of the older guys in the group, or like say like you serve at a church somewhere and like there's that older dude who serves like and he's there all the time.
No,
You're
I'm
like,
at that point. I'm 32. I'm at that point.
Well, you're getting right. So I was thinking like, you're getting closer to being qualified as like the Papa of the groups.
Yep.
So I
It's
don't know.
true.
I think you're
Like,
earning the
our-
title
Our
in an actual
Austin
way.
Streets
Father
group
Josh.
starts. I'm the oldest.
How's that going?
I mean, you're not really. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. Back to No Creamer.
Well, so that's, nocreamer.com, a place for coffee community. But then the mystery. What did the three of us continue to do together?
What do we do now? Here's the situation.
Here's the sitch.
We love, like I said, we love having something to do like this. So since No Creamer is becoming basically just a brand and being a part of the coffee community without the placement of us as hosts, we still love doing this together. We still love being friends and like having this creative outlet. So we're going to go forward and we're going to begin a new journey as we put in the time available to us.
So
I'm
really,
giving so much buildup. We're going to do a new show.
a new show.
A new show. Yeah, a new show. It's going to feature us talking about cultural things and just kind of whatever.
Things that we are passionate about.
Things that we're passionate about, things that we know, things that we can like really relate on and talk specifics of, to give you examples, like we want to talk about movies or music or whatever it is, whether it's entertainment, whether it's practical of like day-to-day life of being a dad, working as a freelancer, working in like, 9 to 5 or whatever it is, right? We want to talk about life in a fun, comedic, and also in a real state way together. So to recall that's why we've been bouncing off these names with each other, because we're trying to figure out this, the direction of this new show, and we have to lay some kind of foundation in order to know where we're headed with this thing. Instead of just throwing darts blindfolded, we want to know where the dartboard is.
We'll be able to iron out the brand really well. We'll be able to batch record some episodes. We'll be able to add value in the way that we can and give a consistency to the audience.
And I mean, like for a name, for example, the reason we're being so particular is we also don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into something. And like, to be fair, like that's something I've thought about with what we're doing now. Because again, the main purpose of this one is, I feel like that not everyone is into coffee.
Right.
So it's like,
broaden our show perspectives a little bit.
One of my close friends she's allergic to coffee. And she's like, I get it though. I listen sometimes. And I'm like, that's cool. But it's like, oh man, what if we like, we've talked about, you mentioned films. And so it's like, we all like, you both do video. I don't yet. I kind of want to learn. But I like have a passion for it and love movies and love like the storytelling and like.
Well, I think I do want to say, whenever I hear someone is starting a show about pop culture things or cultural things or whatever, I think that it's just going to be like a very surface level opinion type show. And I think that we have 3 types of expertise that could bring a totally different level of depth to these things. So like,
this
if we're gonna,
isn't your bland granola cereal of, I kind of liked it.
It's not even like our opinions, I would say. It's like things that like
I'm expecting some deep musical analysis of scenes.
We're getting into it.
That was so much at one time. Yes.
Sorry.
Well, so like so Obi-Wan's coming out next week. Say we were going to do episodes on that. I would want to hear from you a musical analysis of a scene that we're discussing. I think that's super interesting stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure.
Not just like, I don't know, the traditional expectation of the show. I liked it. The scene was cool.
Right.
Complaining about storyline, whatever.
About the character building and the
and if we were going to talk about it episode to episode, you would want 30 minutes roughly breaking that down.
Right.
Like there's a sports podcast, a Mavs podcast that I listen to, and those guys 30 to 40 minutes. It's the fact that there's ads in there, because they're big enough to they've got some ads for
sponsor us, please.
But
anything.
Think about it. They're taking basketball and like breaking it down for 30 to 40 minutes 5 times a week.
Right.
And again, they work for a whole network. But like it's not just gonna be my opinion or your opinion or your opinion. It'll be things that like
some good analysis.
And it's not just even like our like outlook or viewpoints on things of entertainment or whatever.
I gotta leave before. Okay.
It's also like in the way of we want to talk about life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to talk about things that are going on in our life. We want to get into the nitty gritty because this is going to be a place for more than just It's more than just a place for people to tune in and listen. It's a place for people to take away.
So what's it going to be called is the question. We've had such an adverse opinion about milk. So we've been scatting and chatting some names.
Yes, we have.
I knew I was going to get you with that again. Throwing them out there, and the irony of the milk thing didn't land on me until just now when you said that.
Right.
However, the name that we are going to go forward with is, drumroll, Good Cereal.
Yay! Good cereal.
Good cereal.
I mean, who didn't grow up with some good cereal?
Yeah.
Lucky Charms, Captain Crunch,
Reese's Puffs.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Let me say that last one again. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Clip that ASMR for sure.
Absolutely.
1000%.
So there you go.
Tricks.
Ooh, Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh yeah.
Count Chocula.
Yeah.
I did a Count Chocula commercial.
Cookie Crisp. What?
Wow.
Yeah. I did a commercial with Count Chocula in it.
That's awesome.
It was
That's
just
dope.
some teenage girl in a very sweaty mascot suit.
Frosted Flakes.
We filmed it at Walmart. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
a Kellogg's brand.
So if you've already been sneaky enough and found the link for that, it is in the show notes.
If
Obviously,
you're-
it is not a show based about. We're not going
It's
to break
not-
down
right.
cereal.
It's
not
not
about
just
cereal.
cereal.
Right.
We might.
We'll talk
but-
about cereal here and there. That's not like the main reasoning
We
for
might
it.
have some on the show.
But
You
it's a
don't know.
good, like, get that out of what?
know.
Hold on.
It's been on the table the
That's
whole
a
time.
plastic bottle.
It sure
and
is.
just the other day, were you not telling us about the cause and effect of drinking water out of plastic bottles, sir?
But when it's all you have,
Sometimes
you go back.
you eat McDonald's when it's the only thing on the highway.
That's true. That's true.
It's just like, if you can't find a racetrack.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to the show.
Yes.
It has been an absolute pleasure and honor to do this for the last year and a half.
Yeah. So
Wow.
much fun. I've had so much fun doing this with you guys,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
community, everybody who's follow along, tag
Yeah.
along. Thank you so much.
It has been great.
Yeah.
Very great.
As always, no coffee was harmed in the making of this entire show.
Wow.
It's amazing. We didn't harm any coffee this whole
Nope.
time.
I'm getting teary-eyed.
I'm just kidding.
Thanks again for listening. This is
No
No
creamer.